Hey everyone, it's Susan from businessclass.expert. Thanks so much for joining me. Let me know you're here. Say hi, type into the chat, send me some hearts, maybe a smiley face. Just let me know that you're here and you're ready to hear what I'm about to throw down to you. And what I'm about to throw down to you came up a lot this week, very organically. Maybe I'm intuitive. Perhaps my clients were getting a feeling from me, but the word that came up so frequently in the past week that I felt that I should do this live is presence. What exactly is presence? In fact, a client asked me, what is presence? So in this week's episode of the Soft Power Podcast, I answered his question, what is presence? Then, the following day, before that podcast was even published, someone else asked me about professional presence. And then another client asked me about executive presence. And I said, whoa. Now, of course, these are terms that I use a lot, but to have them, but they're not everybody's thing. That's the point. It's not every client's concern. They come to me for a variety of things. So just to have presence come up so frequently, I said, let's talk about this. Let's just lay it out there and let you know how important it is to have presence. And presence is basically, it's you being the most powerful version of yourself. It is how you show up. It is how you hold space. If you can think about that for a moment, and if you do go to episode 27 of the Soft Power Podcast, available on Apple, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, and many others, then you will get a pretty in-depth description of it. But for our purposes, holding space is how you feel about yourself, within yourself, and how you project that on the people that are around you that are taking you in. Because people are always taking us in. They're determining if they like us, if they want to talk to us, if they want to listen to us, hire us, work with us, have us sit next to them on a plane, train, or bus. We're being judged constantly. And it all starts with that presence. Now, of course, we talk a lot about first impressions. Your first impression and your presence are two very different things. Your presence is just your state or act of existing. Okay? Your first impression is not how you exist, but your presence is. It's the situation of you just being yourself in that space and being very conscious of it. Your first impression, you can't help because it's in the eyes of the other person. You make a first impression in that you give eye contact and you shake hands if you're in person. I know I just said shake hands, even though, one day we will shake hands again. Let me see what else. Eye contact, handshakes, your attire, all of those things come into play with first impression. But presence can be done in silence, absolute silence, because it's how you make other people feel. So there's three main types of presence that we'll talk about today. We'll talk about your personal presence, professional presence, and executive presence. All very different things. What I've been speaking about for the past few minutes has been your personal presence. Now, professional presence, that's a blend of poise and confidence and control and your style and how you show up every day, how you show up in virtual meetings now that so many people are working remotely. It's how you present yourself once you walk into the office or into that meeting, or in you're meeting with a client or a customer or someone that you want something from, someone that you must interact with, and they have a feeling about you that comes from your presence that's just undeniable. But here's the thing, they want it. Because you can have a negative presence, but for the most part, when we talk about presence, we're really talking about how we affect people, how we show up in their lives and contribute in a way that makes everyone better in the end. So your professional presence is your both written and verbal communications. How do you appear to a person who has not met you in person based on how you compose an email? How do you appear in their mind based on the salutation in the email? How do you sign off? Do you say best? Do you say nothing at all? Is there no opening or closing? I'm always struck when people do that, when there's no hi, hello. Hey is not my favorite, I'll be honest with you. But dear, why is it so difficult to not write that? Because it truly sets a tone for whatever comes afterward. And then how do you choose to close it? Now you may follow the lead of the person that you're communicating with if they are a person who you desire something from, let's say a customer or a client or something along those lines. It could be a higher up in your organization. It could be a team member who you just want to be in sync with. Now, if you go off the rails and your language or your style is very different from the person that you're communicating with, then that presence that you've put together is going to go to waste because they're not clicking with you. The third type of presence is executive presence. Now, executive presence has three components. It has gravitas, which is pretty much how you act. And I'll go through all three of them in a moment. How you communicate or how you speak, and then your attire, how you present your package. So gravitas being how you act. Picture a person who is a chief executive, easiest example probably. And that person has the respect of everyone in the company. People really want to be in his space. Let's take Tim Cook. Everybody know who Tim Cook is from Apple. That's an easy example. So when Tim walks into a meeting room, people notice. I have no doubt. I have no doubt that when Tim goes into a cocktail party, that people are glad he's there. They want to have his there or have his space or be in his space for at least a moment. And they know that when they speak with him, he will be concise and they best be concise as well, because he has a presence that says, I'm here, I see you, I hear you, I'm going to spend a moment with you, but still keep it tight. Correct? Because that's the feeling that you get from him. So why is presence important? Because as humans, we're just biologically or naturally wired to scan our environment or a room and just detect any threats that may be there. So the better or more friendly, more welcoming presence you have, the more people will want you there. And they're not going to see you as a threat or a person who may not get along with them, a person that may be difficult. So people quickly answer two questions when they see you. They want to know if they can trust you, and they want to know if they can respect you based on whatever title or, the purpose of your being in that space. And there are 7 traits that go along with professional or executive presence. I'm going to bundle them together in this example because they will come up frequently. However, I'm going to leave that for tomorrow. So tomorrow, we will go over, in the next video, we will go over the 7 traits of presence, professional, personal, and executive presence. Now, I'll close today by just telling you, if you struggle to make small talk or to just feel comfortable in the presence of others, I have a mini guide that's perfect for you. It's called Social Skills Secrets, and you can grab a copy by going to businessclass.expert social. And that guide, it's a mini guide. It's just has clear points on what you can do to stand out and just be the best you can be. Be able to make small talk, make other people not question you or see you as aloof or standoffish, just welcoming to you for all of your education and all of the credentials and skills and expertise that you bring. People will feel more comfortable when you come across as more confident. So once again, you can grab your copy of Social Skills Secrets at businessclass.expert/social, and I'll see you back here tomorrow. Bye for now.